Hey, welcome back to this week's Truck Talk. We're out here. It is June the 20th, Friday. We're on number 1 again. I wanted to show you this green, and we'll keep showing it to you with each update so you can see the progress. Big improvement from last week as far as grass cover. This green's now being mowed. We'll talk a little bit more about that later in the video with Tyson Helsel. But just some really great progress going on around Oakridge right now. We are 156 days into construction. Roughly 130 or so left. I don't want to spoil any opening dates, which we haven't picked yet. We're looking at late October for reopening the golf course. That's about as specific as we're getting right now. But just some great progress. Let's get you out there on the course and show you what's going on. All right, first stop on the tour today, we're out here on number 3. So this is the laser leveling happening on the tees. All the tees got sand caps, so we use the old greens mix to incorporate in the surface to make them firmer. And then the last step right before sprigging is this. We go through and make sure they're all leveled to a 1% slope to make sure they drain correctly, but nice and flat. All right, next stop, we're here at 4 fairway. So this is where we're working on finishing the fairways, getting them ready for sprigging. Sprigging will be kind of the last phase of the grassing process. We'd hoped to start that this week. It looks like we're going to hold off and start fresh on Monday so we can get well ahead of them with the prep. You see things like this drain that's stubbed up, so that'll be finished off and flush with the surface. We've gotten a few comments on the golf course about, hey, I thought we added drainage. Why is it still holding water here and there? Well, that's the reason why. Right now the drainage that we installed is still stubbed up, and that's done on purpose so that if we get heavy rains, all this dirt and sediment doesn't wash into the stormwater system. So until we're ready to grass, those are left high. And one of the last things we'll do is finish that off flush, and then we'll add sod around it to prevent anything from running into the drains. So again, all of this is getting us ready for next Monday to get started on the sprigging process. All right, and here we are on number 7 green. I told you last week we're in the process of getting to the stage where we're going to be cutting the greens this week, so that's where we are today, and I'm here with our Director of Agronomy, Tyson Helsel, and he's going to tell us a little bit about that process.
All right, good morning. So we're on day 16. We just got our first mow on these early last week. Typically, we'll try to mow them in that 9 to 12 day range for the first mow. Height of cuts are a lot higher. Don't forget, right now everything's chasing the sun, so as soon as we mow, everything starts filling in. So overall, the first 7 greens so far look awesome. I think we're right on track, and we'll do the same process for 8 through 12 that we just planted this week.
Tyson, what's your mowing height at right now?
So we're at 200, and just as a comparison, on a general green, we're around 1/10 of an inch, or 0.100. We deal with decimals on our mowing heights.
How about fertility? What kind of fertility are you doing to these greens? Are they getting anything special?
Yeah, so we're putting around 3 to 4 years of fertility in around 3 months of time. So each week we put out around 2 pounds of nitrogen, obviously, as well as some other elements that the plant needs with grow-in material. But yeah, 6-7 pounds is, to say the least, is quite a bit on a greens, but is what is necessary to get these grown in over that 10 to 12 week span.
That's awesome, and we'll continue to show you these on each week basis. This is week 2. Again, you can probably see a huge difference since week 1, but just as part of the process, when Dunick installs all the grass, they have what's called a drop seed contract. So as soon as the grass hits the ground, then it's on us, and then my part of the job is over with in a sense, and then we start to transition to Tyson and his team to grow the golf course in. So they have the big task. I think I told you a couple weeks ago we're about halfway through this project from a timeline basis, but we're nearing the end of the construction side of it, and then the whole next 4 months or so is all on Tyson and his team to get all the golf course in shape and ready to go.
No pressure.
No pressure at all. All right, thanks for the update.
Thank y'all.
All right, one final stop in the interest of trying to keep this video around 5 minutes. We're here on 18. We're about halfway done with the sod around the green slope on 18. This week we've finished 13, 15, 16, and 17 green surrounds with sod. We were able to sprig the next set of greens, so that's holes 8 through 12 and the putting green. We've got big drainage going in, finishing up, a little bit of small pipe drainage going in as well, and getting ready for that sprigging of fairways and tees starting next week, as well as finishing up this one final green surround, and then we'll have that milestone completed as well. So appreciate everybody's time. I hope you enjoyed the update, and we'll see you again next week.